Hey, Jason Delgado here, film critic for Film Threat and Friends of Comic Con. You can see my reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. So, I saw Superman on Tuesday night uh, in 70 millimeter IMAX at the Irvine Spectrum. Uh, Gorgeous screen, uh, just great visuals. You know, you can see the screen there. Um, Amazing to see anything in 70 millimeter IMAX. But my initial thoughts about Superman, I'm just gonna get right into it. I think it was good, not great. The reason I say that is because it's kind of all over the place, and there's not a real emotion behind it to carry it to greatness, and I'll explain that. Um, I- I've said the best thing and the worst thing at the same time about this movie is James Gunn. Uh, it's very different from Snyder. I wasn't a Snyder fan, so yeah, I don't look back fondly on that era. So I was really excited for this. I love James Gunn. He's done great work, especially with the Guardians of the Galaxy series. And so the best thing and the worst thing is him, and he's got this quirky style to him. He loves to add humor and strange things, and sometimes it works, but a lot of times in this movie, it doesn't work. So there's all these gags like nonstop, pretty much going 100 miles an hour, and they're just not funny. So it's just this kind of odd thing that takes the tone out a little bit. And they humanize Superman in this, which is good. He's not invincible. I don't like seeing an invincible hero. You know, I don't know who does. So they humanize him. They make him more of a man, someone to relate to. But it's not. You know, it's really hard because when you're a film critic and you see all kinds of other movies, that's that's why you can be harder on movies like this. Because the night before I saw Superman, I watched Bob Trevino Likes It. Um, Amazing independent movie that has real heart, that has real emotion, uh, about human connection and friendship and kindness, and and if you don't have those things in your family, how um, you know sometimes a stranger can provide those things, and it's just an amazingly heartwarming movie that provides all this emotion. And then the next night I'm seeing Superman, and there is no real emotion here. Yeah, he has a relationship with Lois Lane. It's not a deep relationship yet. Yeah, he loves his dog. That's great. He wants to protect humanity. All the normal stuff about Superman. He has problems, but what's the real heart to this movie? Is it we're supposed to just love this guy because he's like us? Um, and it works to a degree, but not to greatness. You have to have a real emotion to get to greatness, and I'm sad to say Superman doesn't have that. You know, Even the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, they have a real heart to them. They have characters you really care deeply about, and Superman doesn't get to that level. And Guardians of the Galaxy is also really funny. You know, those jokes he's throwing in there works in Guardians of the Galaxy, where here in Superman it doesn't really work. But yet at the same time, Superman's a fun movie. You know, it brings that hope and optimism back that that you want in a character like Superman. Um, Crypto, the dog. I wrote he kind of ends up stealing the movie, because you don't expect him to have such a big part. And when's the last time a dog has influenced pop culture like this? Since maybe John Wick. Um, so it's great to see a dog have a huge part in a major movie. But this cast is great. David Cornsweet, Rachel Brosnahan, um, you know, Lex Luthor. Uh, I'm blanking on his name right now, but they're all great. They're all great, and I love to see Hal Jordan from the Green Lanterns in there. He provides the humor that is in this movie, and there's like a definite video game style to this all, where Lex is controlling the guys who fight Superman in a video game manner. It's a little strange to watch. Uh, there are other little strange, quirky things like Jimmy Olsen. He's got this attractive girl who really likes him, and he's just like, get away from me, kind of thing. Like weird kind of things. Superman says he's punk rock. There's actually a line where he's talking to Lois, and he says, I am punk rock. Uh, I don't really think a Superman is punk rock. You know, I appreciate James Gunn's punk rock style. He definitely has a punk rock style to him. And the end of the movie plays Iggy Pop's "I Am a Punk Rocker." Yes, I am. So I think that's kind of cool, but at the same time, I don't think Superman is punk rock. Uh, so it's uh, it's going to be interesting to see how fans react to this. I was in a packed crowd. People were cheering before the movie. There was light applause after the movie. That these were people who wanted to see the movie, the Amazon screening, before anyone else, and they were hyped up. And it seemed a little of that enthusiasm died down after the movie. So are people going to love this? The style, the visual style is it's it's very aesthetically pleasing. There are robots in this. There are all kinds of eye candy, but a lot of these things have been shown in the trailers, so it's not a big surprise. Um, they reuse the John Williams score, which is an amazing score. It brings back all those feelings and emotions of Superman, but when you have that and the movie is not supporting the score with those emotions, it's kind of this empty feeling. There are some cool moments. There's the ending, which I won't spoil. You know, um, it kind of leaves with a uplifting feeling, and you know, uh, if you can nail an ending, you can leave people feeling good about the movie. But the thing as a critic, you have to judge the complete movie, and everything that leads up to it, it's just a little bit off, you know. Um, like I said, it's still a fun movie. I would still give this movie a 7 out of 10, 3.5 out of 5 hot sauce packets. It's hot enough to give Superman enough energy to escape the jail cell he's in part of this movie. Um, but like who are you supposed to really care for here? I mean, there is Superman. He's constantly getting beat up, and Crypto has to save him uh, a lot of times in here. his friends like Hal Jordan and the other people in the Justice Gang have to save him. Um, so it's just an odd movie. Um, what do you guys think about Superman? If you've seen it, drop a comment. You know, there is a cameo by Supergirl. That's a fun little cameo. Uh, let's see who else is in this movie. There's Hawkgirl, of course. Um, Mr. Terrific. He was pretty cool. Mr. Terrific was pretty cool. Um, I don't really know him from the comics, uh, so it goes deep into the comics, and it shows Superman having problems. But what is behind this movie to say, oh yeah, I truly love this, like Bob Trevino likes it. I mean, I got to keep going back to that. Like that's a movie about this young woman who all she has in life is her dad, and her dad is crappy. He's a jerk, and he doesn't take care of her, and he abandons her and says, "Hey, I want nothing to do with you." So she finds this other guy with the same name as her dad, Bob Trevino, online on Facebook, and he starts liking all of her posts, and they become good friends, and she learns these life lessons from Bob Trevino, this stranger, and it becomes this like deeply moving movie by the end of it. And there are so many small movies like that can bring out the emotions, and yet this giant blockbuster, hundreds of millions of dollars with an amazing filmmaker like James Gunn, uh, just cannot muster the kind of emotion because it's not in the story. Did they not spend enough time on the Superman story? Was this rushed because this is supposed to be the big launching pad for DC, for DC Studios? Kind of how Iron Man was for Marvel Studios. Which you talk about Iron Man, that had heart, that had Robert Downey Jr. at his best, delivering everything, and John Favreau as a filmmaker, putting it all in there to make us care about that character so much, and his story, and it kind of works here, and it's fun, but it's not something I'm going to be remembering forever. You know, um, uh, I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to what's next, but I hope there is more depth to come. You know, I hope, because if we're just getting these empty movies, that's kind of the way Marvel's been lately. Thunderbolts was good. You can see my other video about that. It wasn't great to me, in my opinion, either. But I think even Thunderbolts was better than this movie. Um, Slightly, but it's like these big studios are not taking into account the you know the emotion aspect, that you have to hook an audience with some kind of emotion, and to hook them by saying Superman is a man and he's got these real problems. Okay, uh, it's all right. It's not, it's nothing to shed any tears over, like a movie like Bob Trevino likes it, um, or My Dead Friend Zoe, about PTSD and military veterans, and amazing movies that people just don't see because they're small, they don't have the marketing, and you know you got to get out and see all kinds of different movies to see. the full spectrum. If you're only going to see, one or two movies a year because you don't go to the theaters anymore like a lot of these people, then yeah, you'll probably be entertained and say, hey, that's a fun movie. Um, but even these past couple months, you talk about movies like F1 or 28 years later. These movies, or Materialists, these movies have heart and they have something behind them, and they're so much deeper and layered than Superman is, which is sad to say. Superman was my most anticipated movie this year, just because it's the launching point for DC Studios. I really like James Gunn, and I was so excited to see what he could do with this character, and it was good. I mean, don't get me wrong; it's not a failure, um, but it didn't move me the way I wanted it to. It wasn't a home run, like I was hoping for. Uh, oh, you think about a movie like Sinners that came out of nowhere and became the best movie of the year. When you stack it up to great movies, it's just not. It's not in that stratosphere. I'm sad to say. The cast was great. You know, um, even Crypto. Hey, I like the dog. I have a little dog. And you see how annoyed Superman can be with the dog and all the things he does, and that's realistic. Uh, that's something to show his human side there. You know, and while it's fun and playful, where's the depth to it? Just where's the depth at all? Um, and if you think I'm wrong, leave a comment. Tell me why I'm wrong. Don't just say, "Hey, you're stupid." Tell me, explain to me where the heart of this movie is that I'm missing, um, and why you think it's amazing. I think it's good. Hey, 7 out of 10 is a good score. That's a good score. If you want to get to 8, you have to be great. So, not quite Superman. Um, Better luck next time. But remember to subscribe, smash that like button, drop me a comment, and hey, I'll do more of these reviews if you guys like it. All right, peace.